very good at 25% plus. I mean, shouldn't we expect a higher growth in next year?
As we are adding the capacities which will start contributing in H2, so we feel like we'll able to generate at that level only for this coming year at the rate of around 15%.
Okay, do you expect any realization improvement in the next year? Or because I can understand your volumes will come down because of capacity constraint, but do we expect any realization improvement?
For realization, we are continuously engaging with our customers to have better prices, and the marketing team has been working on that constantly. So we'll try to increase our margins by 1 to 2%. We are working on that with the customers.
Okay.
Let's see how we are able to get the support from the customers.
But the raw material prices have stopped falling, sir, right? They are stable, as you said, over the last 2 quarters.
Yeah, raw material prices more or less are stable. That they are range bound, I will say, within 2 to 5% plus minus.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone now. We have a question from the line of Nikhil Shetty from Nuvama Wealth. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking my question. So sir, my question is on the overall margin. So I think based on your guidance, we can be near to around 318 to 320 crore in FY25 in terms of revenue. And what kind of a margin you are expecting? Because I understand PAT will be lower by 1 or 2 crore this year compared to whatever the numbers flowing from the benefit of increasing revenue. But wonder what kind of a margin you are expecting this year and next year?
So for this year, like as I mentioned, like EBITDA margin will be looking at 14 plus minus 0.5%.
And the PAT excluding JV contribution?
PAT excluding JV contribution, we can look at around 14 to 15 crores.
14 to 15 crores for this year, right? And next year we will get a full benefit of the increased capacity. And any further expansion we are aiming for in second half or the first half of next year? Because then with this kind of a pace, probably will be exhausted with the capacity in next say 2 or 3 quarters. Then again, planning in advance would be a better idea.
Yeah, we are evaluating to add some little small capacity in and around Western or in the current location only. We are evaluating that at the moment. Nothing is concluded. So as and when it gets concluded, we'll come back to you on that.
The incremental capacity will be coming with the better margin, because then the operating leverage can be the trigger.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. That's it from me.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, would like to remind participants to press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question is from the line of Anant Shenoy from AS Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much audible. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Sir, my first question is, despite not so high sales growth, our inventory has gone up again. So, what is the reason why the inventory has gone up from 66 to 71 crores, despite not much increase in sales?
Just a minute. The inventory for last year was 66 crores and this year is at 71 crores. So we make a lot of finished products for our customers by the end of the year, because we enter into the season period and there are certain agreements with the customer to build inventory for them. That's why we see this particular inventory little on the higher side. And this year, the summer started little late, so whatever inventory they were supposed to lift in month of March, they had not lifted, and the lifting actually started after 15th April.
And where do you see this one for the next year also, like March 25? How do you see this inventory? Because the reason I'm asking is because of our working capital and even the short-term debt is at high around 58 crores. So how do you see this? Do you see this will continue this trend?
By 10 to 12% in next 2 quarters, as well as for the working capital finance, we will be looking at reducing that by 8 to 10 crores by the end of the year.
So is this due to the seasonality, because the ice cream curd and all happens in Q4, Q1? So again, next year again in the March quarter, again the same trend will be there, or do you think it as a percentage of sales, we will see the inventory days coming down?
By certain efficiency and stability into product mix, we will be able to bring it down by at least 10%, and our target is to bring it to 100 plus minus 10 days. That is what we are looking at.
That's all. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone. Participants who wish to ask a question may please press star and 1 on their phone. We have a question from the line of Anant Shenoy from AS Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity again. Sir, on the Orissa plant, do you think this year or next year, again, there will be increase in the debt because of the Orissa plant? Or do you think we have a sufficient headroom for growing for next, say, FY25 and FY26 also without the Orissa plant?
The maths, as I said, is going on at the moment in terms of the investment and the capacity. So as and when we are ready with the actual investment, what we are looking at, we'll let you know. But for this year, definitely we don't foresee any further increase in the major increase in the debt as such.
Okay. So roughly, how much time it will take for us, to set up this plant?
15 plus minus 2 months is what I feel we should take to set up this capacity.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to management for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the call and asking the relevant questions. I really appreciate each of your questions, and I hope that I have been able to answer them to your satisfaction. With this, I wish you a great last quarter ahead this year and wish you all the best to your family and in good health. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Prabhudas Lilladher Private Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.